this edition of the Spartan Sports Report with Brent and Duncan. I'm Sam Harvey, and Brent, we got some special guests with us today.
Yeah, we have senior Quinton Jones be participating in the dive regional tomorrow night at Plainfield, and senior Evan Shafer, who just competed in the state wrestling tournament at Banker's Life this past weekend.
Representing their school and community very well here, showing off for the whole state of Indiana, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to have our kids out in front of people, and hopefully Quinton will get through tomorrow night and make his third trip to the state finals in diving, which will be this coming Saturday. So we're hoping a nice trip to Plainfield tomorrow and a second trip to Banker's Life, or excuse me, the natatorium this weekend to help with a little swimming state finals.
You're no stranger to this. You've been there before, right?
Yes, I have. Just actually last year and the year before.
So making it a three-peat here.
Yep.
Talk about how you got into diving.
So basically, I really idolize my sister. Like I do pretty much whatever she does. And back in middle school, she started swimming and diving, and I thought, hey, you know, that seems pretty cool. So I'm gonna give it a try, and I did. So I stuck with it, and eventually I've gotten to the point where I am now.
How many divers do we have at CHS?
Right now, just me.
Just you. That's what I thought.
Yep.
You should have recruited some. You're a senior. You're going to.
Yeah, I know. Next year we should be getting at least one.
Good. So tell me how your season has gone with diving.
So far, I'm really happy with my season. I've gone undefeated as far as I can think. So that's great. And obviously Saturday was sectionals, and we were able to pull out a first place there. So I'm really happy with that.
You went up probably against some pretty good competition.
Oh, yeah.
At sectionals, pretty tough.
Yep.
How many other kids were diving?
There were originally 10, but one of them had the scratch, so it turned out being 9.
Great. And Plainfield's where you're going?
Yes.
Yeah, pretty nice facility there.
Yeah, it's okay. I've been there before. It's not bad.
Are there pools that you would rather dive in? And
not really. Just hopefully not one that's dark.
What? You also swim. What events do you swim?
So when I swim, I either swim I swim 50 free, or I will be in one of two relays. I will be in the 200 medley relay, and I swim butterfly in that, or I will be in the 200 freestyle relay.
So diving's your thing, but you like swimming as well. A lot of swim meets. Of course, I haven't been able to go this year, but I see a lot of camaraderie. Kids really pulling for each other. And
yep, we're really close.
While it's individual, it's still a very close team.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of fun for everybody, I think.
Definitely. We have a lot of fun. Just being there together and being with everybody as a team, it's just a wonderful experience.
I think it's fun, too, when you go during your co-ed meets, when the girls are there yelling for the boys, and the boys are yelling for the girls, and it is one big family.
Oh, definitely.
Tell us a little bit what you want to do after you graduate.
So right now I just finished enrolling at Ball State University, so I plan to study psychology. And right now I think I'm going to try and walk on, so I know how that goes for me, because I want to make sure that college athletics is going to be something that is for me, because it is very, very different from high school.
And just the competition to get on a team has to be. So walking on could be a big thing. Maybe even just walking on and saying, I'll help manage or something like that to get your foot in the door. You thought about that? Or?
Yeah, I've given that some thought, and that might be something I do. I'll just have to determine that once it gets closer.
Well, it's going to be here before you know it.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. What about any other sports that you do?
So I used to dance way back in the day. I danced for a few years, and of course I did that with my sister. Then I did track for, I want to say, a year and a half.
What'd you do in track?
So originally I started vaulting, but my first season, the really only season, I didn't really get to vault because of weather. So yeah, I ended up just sprinting.
Well, good. Well, best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Glad to have you in here with us today. Always great to have Spartans, young ones in here, Brent. Usually it's us old guys in here, but
Oh, you call them old, but
but it is. Appreciate you bringing these guys in.
well, they've done a couple things here in the last, for Quinton, 3 years in a row, and they've had a great wrestling season this year. He had a good one last year, 2 years as well. But some special things happening right now for them, and hopefully Quinton's season will continue after tomorrow night and make it to the natatorium. For Evan, he's been at the highest place you can go so far of the year, and wrestling finished up this Saturday at the state tournament at Baker's Life, where Evan finished 4th in the state at the 285-pound class. So
that's great credit upon himself and on his school and on the community here. I know everybody was pulling for you, that everybody I talked to, and it's a neat thing. Talk about your experience there at state finals.
It was a really surreal experience. It was something I didn't really expect because I've never been up there before. And when you're looking at our tournament compared to other states' tournaments, ours is one of the more difficult ones because we include all the class divisions inside of one tournament. And such as other states, they have different class tournaments, and just certain divisions of the sport go to one tournament and a certain division goes to the other tournament, and they don't face each other. So ours is one of the harder ones. We're like one of 4 or 5 states in the U.S. that actually include everybody together. But the tournament up in Indianapolis, it was just amazing. It was really cool. Even though we had the COVID restrictions, we were still able to hang out with each other because in the wrestling community, really all of us are friends. For the 6 minutes that we're on the mat, obviously we're like mortal enemies and we're going after each other. But after that's all over, it's really there's really a bunch of camaraderie between all of us.
And what a facility to wrestle in, Bankers Life. I mean, it's too bad that couldn't have big crowds in there, but it still had to be height of your wrestling career.
It was pretty great.
You finished. Tell me your record for the season then.
My record for the season is 39-2, and my only 2 losses were up at Bankers Life. So
You finished 4th. That's really fantastic that you're able to do that. You brought along some hardware with you.
I did bring some hardware with me.
Talk about that. You got the Walter E. Brown Mental Attitude Award. When you came in, I said, that's a big deal. And you said what?
Yeah, I had to research this because I didn't realize how much of a big deal that it actually was. And on the award, it says, the recipient of this award, while a student in 12th grade, was nominated by the principal and the coach, excelled in mental attitude, athletic ability, scholarship, and leadership during the 4 years of high school, and participated as a state finalist in this sport, and was selected by members of the IHSA Executive Committee. So it wasn't just by like a couple people who this award was chosen from. It was from all the seniors that the coaches picked, and that all the IHSA committee chose themselves.
That's fantastic. Something that they can never take away from you.
Yeah.
You also brought in your 4th place medal.
I did. I brought in my medal.
And you're going to need a new case for that, I understand.
I am going to need a new case for that.
Athletic director.
It doesn't fit very well in there.
I said he'd probably get a shadow box for it and hang it up somewhere.
Yeah.
I like the way they do their medals because they put the place on the ribbon rather than on the medal itself. It's pretty cool looking.
Did Brent? Did you get to present that medal? Or?
I did.
He did get to present that medal.
They didn't have a podium this year because of COVID restrictions. So in the consolation round, we each picked mats. So there were 6 of us handing out medals. So I told them I needed to be on the mat where 3rd and 4th place was, just because I had a kid out there. And even if I wouldn't have been there, they would have worked it out so I could have been there when he was getting it. So we try to make sure if a member of the board has a kid dress on, they get to hang their medal on their own. So it's a good experience.
And so was that since you've been on the board, that was the first time that you were able to hang a medal on a Connersville Spartan?
First time hung a medal on a Connersville kid in any sport. So
couldn't have,
I'm hoping in about another 6 days I can hang one more.
Yeah, Quinton.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, Quinton.
Yeah.
No pressure.
No pressure's on you, buddy.
No pressure at all, Quinton. None.
no, it's a good, exciting feeling. You know, we've got other board members that have had kids out there, and I know a kid from LaPorte won, and Ed, the AD at LaPorte, wasn't there, so we were taking pictures so we could get a picture of his kid. And with the restrictions, not everybody gets to come this year. So in the past, we could have a lot more board members there doing things. So. And then, you know, again, the mental attitude is a great honor. Anybody that has a senior that meets one of the 3 criteria with the SAT scores, ACT scores, and top 25% of your class can be nominated. And it's up to the executive committee to vote. I obviously stayed out of this one. I didn't have anything to do with it because I would have definitely swayed my own vote one way and thrown the other ones out. But I don't know how they got them. It got down to 2 or 3 left, and they chose Evan out of the other kids, which is a great honor. So.
Oh, it is, and so well deserved. Someone special looking down from on high during this whole period.
Yeah.
So I know that he's proud, and well, the whole community is. But just been a different season here, but one that nobody will ever forget. And congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Well, Evan didn't say that. Along with his mental attitude, he got this nice big check.
Oh yeah, that's true. I got a nice big check.
Got a $1,000 scholarship awarded to the General Scholarship Fund of Connersville High School in the name of Evan Shafer. So
somebody gets the Evan Shafer scholarship.
So appreciate Farm Bureau being a sponsor of the IHSA, and they've given out over close to $1 million to kids in scholarship since they've been involved.
So stop knocking on wood, is what they say.
Exactly.
Knocking on wood.
But it's always appreciative of them to do that for us.
Sure is. Yeah, that's great. That is great. Understand you're going to Hillsdale College. Talk about that.
I had a bunch of colleges talking to me. But in the end of things, I really had to focus on the sport that I've stuck through no matter what, because I've played football ever since I was in kindergarten. I played tackle football while all my other friends were playing flag football. I played with the 3rd and 4th graders. So I've been playing for over 12 years of football. And as I was picking a college, that was something that I really focused on, as well as the academic side of things that I was choosing from. And I'm going to have an opportunity to play football at Hillsdale College. And it's going to be pretty great.
And that's in southeast Michigan?
Yes, it is.
Just east off I-69, as I recall.
It's not super far from here. It's about 3 hours. 3 hours and 30 minutes.
That'll keep Mom happy.
That will keep Mom happy. That's very true.
And explain that.
Well, Hillsdale kind of came out of nowhere for me because I was really focused on other major, big schools, and I had already started talking to my Hillsdale person during the summer, and I didn't really take the whole thing seriously because I didn't know what Hillsdale was. I didn't understand the prestigiousness and the high rankingness of Hillsdale as a college. But once we went up there and visited, it kind of blows your mind, I'm not gonna lie, because once we got up there and seeing they only have 1,450 students, but they have room for plenty more, but they keep it down to that low, and they only accept 1% of applicants each year. And realizing how prestigious it was and how much that they wanted me to come up there and play football for them, it was really the thing that swayed me in my mind.
Being prestigious will help you with your job situation. Coming out of that, we would like for you to play professional football, but chances are, that's hard to do.
It is hard to do.
So the main goal then is to come out of there with a great education, which I'm sure you will. Talk about what you're going to study.
I am going to study biology with the intent to start pre-med after my initial 4 years. I'm really working to be an ER surgeon because I know later in life I'm not going to have football anymore. And something I've always like prided myself in is my ability to stay focused, like when the adrenaline's hot, when everything is happening. And I really felt that like an ER surgeon, what they deal with that adrenaline on a daily basis, and they deal with problem solving on a daily basis. And I really felt like that's what fit to my strengths. And I'm also going to minor in theology while I'm up there. And I'm going to study to be a pastor.
Fantastic, fantastic. Yeah, you mentioned being an ER surgeon and the adrenaline and all that. It reminded me of you pinning somebody and how quick that is. But you got to be quick on your feet when
you do
in that profession.
You really do.
Yeah. Well, that's be a pastor and you could save people in a couple different ways, I guess. Being a doctor.
I'd be like your perfect person for a missions trip. Like if anybody wants to fund a missions trip, hook me up.
Any other sports that you've participated in?
My track season's about to start. Obviously, on Saturday I hurt my back. That's why my last match of the day didn't really have any action in it. But once I take my week off, I'm starting up my track season, and I'm running hurdles for our track team, and I'm throwing for our track team.
You're a pretty big guy to be running hurdles.
I know. But my freshman year, I got the privilege to run against Mason Paris in the hurdles. Whoa. It was scary. Because he was about the same size that I am now, and he smoked everyone in the hurdles. So I know if I just train, get my track legs back after focusing on my wrestling shape, once I get into track shape, I should be fine. That's
great. That's great. And I know Brent and I talked about it last week that these college coaches, they like multi-sport athletes. You're well-rounded that way.
They do. I heard it from multiple different colleges, and they always talked about the fact of how versatile somebody is. So if anybody who watches this, if your kid really wants to go and to be a college sports player, get them to do multiple sports. It may seem like correct for them to focus on one thing and to get really good at one thing, but the more that you expand yourself and the more that you provide yourself with those opportunities, it just makes you all around better. It makes you more athletic, it gives you more versatility, and they can use you in multiple different ways.
Well said, well said. Hillsdale College, who are some of the teams they play on their schedule? Do you recall?
They're part of the KMIX, so they play teams like the University of Indianapolis, the University of Findlay, I'm pretty sure, and just like the schools that are in like the 4 states surrounding us.
So come play Indy. I mean, people want to see you play. I mean, that's pretty close.
It is pretty close. They face them on every off year. They rotate each year because of the schedules. And yeah, that'd be the closest game to go watch.
Oh, cool, cool. Well, guys, really appreciate you, both of you, coming in. I think we'll switch gears a little bit here and talk a little basketball. The Connersville Spartans were victorious both Friday night and Saturday night and are now conference champions. And we got some film from Saturday night's game. Lawrenceburg came to town and very physical game and one that went right down to the end. I know that everybody was curious as to how you were doing when we started that game. So we were trying to keep people updated.
It was a long, slow process at Bankers Life. So we started at 9:30 in the morning, and his picture was taken at 10:18 at night with the mental attitude. Still had the team championship trophies to go. So long day.
Very long day. Very long.
Tiring day.
But worthwhile, for sure.
The ironic thing about the draw, which came out yesterday, is we got the bye, which is great. We'll face the winner of the Lawrenceburg-South Dearborn game, which I thought was kind of ironic because they played the night before we played.
And went to overtime.
It went to overtime, so.
Yeah, and just because we got the bye doesn't mean this is going to be easy.
No, I mean, Brad's done a good job the first year at Lawrenceburg, and obviously he's been around Coach Brown for a while. You can see his
You can
style
see
kind
that.
of very similar. So,
You can.
you know, and he was our JV coach for a year before he went down to Lawrenceburg. Of course, he's a South Dearborn guy, so closer to home for him.
Jonah with a big 3. It was nice. It was a loud night. It was senior night. It was nice to see the kids recognized.
Yeah, we had a good crowd from what I could tell by watching it as much as I could on the YouTube station, or the Channel 3 station, I should say.
So, we weren't sure, though, right up until the end that it was good to see the kids. They had on their straw hats and bib overalls, though. I don't know what the theme was, but sometimes we've gone places like Carmel when we used to play them, and they would wear those kind of get-ups, but it was to make fun of us.
Richmond as well.
Richmond as well. So, final there, you see the guys celebrating a conference championship, an undefeated conference championship, and that's always Coach Brown. That's every year is one of his goals. And next goal's coming up next week as we travel down to Greensburg for the sectional. So while we talk about that a little bit, Brent, sectional, do we know how many tickets are going to be available? Or
No, we have a Zoom meeting tomorrow at noon with all the teams and all 7 of us. So I'll have more information, and we'll get some stuff out by tomorrow night about what the ticket situation is going to look like. Last I talked to Stacy at Greensburg, they were up to 50% capacity in the gym, which is about 2,600 people, give or take. So I'm sure they're going to do just like Rushville did and clean house between sessions. So
and you can't buy
an all-session pass. It's all singles, so you have to pay each night you go this year, just because trying to clean the gym out and not have too many people overlap. So I guess on Tuesday night, if you want to walk down and watch the opening round of, I can't remember who's drawn out, Batesville and whoever.
Franklin County and.
You want to go watch that? I guess you could go and try to buy a ticket at the door. I assume they're going to have tickets to sell, but we'll know more by tomorrow.
But you think you will get tickets here to sell in advance?
I'm hoping so, yes. So whether it'll be me personally selling them or they have to buy them through an online ticket spot designated for us, I'll find out tomorrow from those guys. So.
And I'm sure you'll give TV3 and KMIX that information so that we can get that out.
Yeah, so we start at noon tomorrow, so hopefully sometime by tomorrow evening at the latest. I'm sure we won't have anything out. Maybe we'll have things out by tomorrow night to sell, but I'm guessing at least by Wednesday morning. Of course, we don't play till the following Friday, so it gives us a little bit of time to get things ready and out to the people, and they get an opportunity to buy a ticket. So we'll see how that goes. Could be all digitally, I don't know.
We've got the pairings, the bracket here for you to look at, and you can see that on Tuesday, 7 o'clock, South Dearborn and Lawrenceburg open up. Spartans will play the winner of that one on Friday night at 6 o'clock. And we may watch for that time. That could move up a little bit, maybe to 5:30. They did that with the girls, I think.
Yeah, there was an opportunity this year. You can expand your time a little bit just to get the time to get people out and clean between sessions if you need to. So I might anticipate a 5:30 start time, but we'll find out for sure tomorrow.
And then if we can bring that back up on Wednesday night, there will be 2 games on Wednesday night. Franklin County and Batesville, they square off in that first game, and then second game, the host team Greensburg, come in at 15-3 against Rushville at 1-17, and all those teams have at least 1, maybe 2 more games to play. Those 2 teams, or those 2 games, then the winners of those feed into the second game on Friday night, and then the championship game will be on Saturday night, March the 6th at 7:30 p.m. So we're certainly wanting the Connersville Spartans to be there and in that championship game, and don't want to look ahead too far, but it's been a few years since we've been to the regional. I'd like to go back to the regional.
Yeah, I think that's everybody's goal. Get through step 1 and make it to step 2, and maybe one of these days we'll knock the door down on step 3.
Yeah. Do you know where that regional will be played? Probably one of a couple places.
I think it's back at the Hatchet House in Washington.
Okay.
But it could be subject to change based on who's in it as well.
Wins, for travel.
We've always told them we'd host if they need it, so
Sure.
I haven't got a call from Paul yet, so
We'd love to.
I wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
So
All right.
exactly. Everybody knows where Washington's about a 3-hour drive to the southwest. So.
I've never been to the Hatchet House.
It's a
I'd
great
like to go.
place. It's a unique experience, about 7,000 plus seats, and different world.
Yeah, not a very big town.
No, not overall. So, but you know, 3 Mr. Basketballs from, actually 4 Mr. Basketballs, because one played at IU a long time ago. Bushi, wasn't it?
Bushi.
And then you got the 3 Zeller boys that come out of Washington, all are NBA players, and 7'2", and it'd be nice to have 3 brothers over 7 foot
Yeah, man.
coming through your school system.
Some nice genetics right there.
Mom and Dad's not that big neither when you see
Right.
them. So.
Right.
But,
Well, we'll take a look now at final EIAC standings. I don't want to say final because they still have a couple of teams still have games to play. But Spartans win it outright, 7-0. Greensburg in second place at 5-1. East Central in Greensburg will face off this weekend. East Central 4-2. Lawrenceburg 3-3. Batesville, they're done. They are 3-4. The Knights of South Dearborn 2-4. Franklin County 1-5, and Rushville Lions at 0-6. Scores and upcoming schedule for the area teams: the Spartans 14-7 defeated Franklin County Friday night 48-24. They downed Lawrenceburg on Saturday 36-32, and tomorrow night, Tuesday night, they'll be at Northeastern. They are 17-3. Northeastern, a good basketball team. They've only lost 3. One of those to Warren Central, another one Shenandoah, and the third one, I believe, Blue River. So pretty good 2A team. So
it's always a battle. Won't be an easy place. It's a little cracker box gym, and it's usually hot. And I think there's allowed about 700 people total in the gym, so that'll be a little different than what we're used to up there.
So are we getting any tickets other than
They're
for the
out
kids?
online, so whatever you can get, you can get. I tweeted it out today, and it's open first come, first serve, and our kids have had it for a couple days, so I don't know how many they already have. So went out to the general public today, so I gave our kids a couple days to get it, at least a little advance notice before we send it out there. So.
Okay. Elsewhere, Rushville 1-17. They lost to Greensburg, and they were defeated by Oldenburg Academy on Saturday. Lions play at Lawrenceburg Tuesday and at North Decatur on Thursday. Franklin County 7-10 lost to the Spartans 48-24. They are at South Dearborn Tuesday, and they will travel to Richmond on Thursday. The Richmond Red Devils 8-9. They lost to Lafayette Jeff 86-55 and beat Fort Wayne 75-52. The Devils will host crosstown foe Seton Catholic on Tuesday and Franklin County on Thursday. Cambridge City Lincoln 7-12. They beat Seton Catholic 67-65 and will be at Centerville Friday. Centerville, they're 6-12. They defeated Tri-High 56-50. Travel to Union City on Tuesday, and as I said, host Union City on Wednesday and Lincoln on Friday. So they've got a busy week, 3 games here before they intersectional play. Union County is 9-12. They lost to East Central 58-36. They won over Union City 49-46, and will close their season at Batesville on Friday. Here are the girls' state finals pairings. On Friday in the 2A final, Tipton, 20-7, will face Linton Stockton, 26-1. On Saturday, 1A, Pioneer, they are 24-4 on the season. They play Lagodi, 20-4 on the season. And in Class 3A, South Bend, Washington, 22-5, is up against Silver Creek, 24-3. That's opposite ends of the state there, Silver Creek being down in the Jeffersonville area, and of course South Bend being where South Bend is, in the northern part of the state. Now that's always something that South Bend is north and whatever. But and finally in 4A, Crown Point 24-1 facing Brownsburg at 17-10. Brownsburg the only team without 20 or more wins in that state finals, but to make it that far, they've got to be a contender.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to play a pretty good schedule as well. So, also shout out to our girls gymnastics team who has sectional this coming Saturday at the Spartan Bowl starting at 11. Obviously, we can have 25% capacity in the bowl, so if you want to buy a ticket, come watch the gymnasts compete on Saturday. We'll have plenty of space for you.
Well, good luck to them. So, that's going to do it for this week's edition of the Spartan Sports Report. I'd like to thank our guests. coming in here tonight, Quinton and Evan, and best wishes to both of you. And Brent, thanks again, and we'll see you down the road here.
Next Monday, probably.
Yes, sir. Good night, everyone.